How we doing? Ryan B. Hebert here, and welcome back to my channel, where I'm providing us with our third and final episode of the Memphis Regional 2018-19 season meta forecast for this upcoming tournament. This upcoming Saturday, I'm going to be on stream with my pals Trevor Rosberg and Patrick Mont, so I'm really excited. But let's get down to business with these last few Pokemon. So, I've been covering Pokemon that I think that you're probably going to encounter over the weekend, and it's very important to know that you're going to see them, and kind of recognize what are some things that you should see while having these Pokemon on the field. So first of all, Crobat. Ryan, why is there a Crobat? Has Crobat ever been relevant? Yes, Crobat is very relevant right now, and here's why. Great abilities from Crobat. Inner Focus, this Pokemon cannot be made to flinch. Really great. So Incineroar, Fake Out? No way. Nope, not at all. Smeargle, Fake Out? Nope. Infiltrator moves ignores Substitute, and foes reflect, White Screen, Safeguard, Mist, and Aurora Veil. So, if we really wanted to kill something, we could. But Substitutes and Reflects and Light Screens and Aurora Veils, we're not worried about them right now. There's no Pokemon really giving us any weather trouble when it comes to hail, unless it's a Abomasnow or Ninetales, Alolan Ninetales. And those aren't being run right now because they really aren't that good right now. For an item on Crobat, you gotta be running Focus Sash because it really doesn't have great defenses. Inner Focus is the ability we're gonna be running, and here's what I recommend for you to run if you're running this Pokemon, and if you're expecting to see this Pokemon, here are the moves that are going to be on it. So you're definitely going to see Tailwind. If you're running into a Crobat, you're probably going to think that it's probably going to try to set up a speed control. Definitely Taunt. Super Fang is fantastic. Super Fang. 90% accuracy does damage equal to half the target's current HP. So imagine going up against a Kyogre. So as long as the Kyogre and some other Pokemon aren't faster than you, because you have Focus Sash, you're going to live the Kyogre's Water Spout. And then you do Super Fang and take away Water Spout's power by 50%. Fantastic. Great move. And then for your last move here, it's kind of up to you what you want to do. Me, personally, I run Cross Poison. High critical hit ratio, 10% chance to poison, 70 power, 100% accuracy. It's going to be hitting your Xerneas pretty hard. It's going to be poisoning things that you want. It's just a nice move to have. You can also do Protect. Problem is that you are left with no real damage output except Super Fang. So if the game ends and you just have Crobat, you can't actually end the game and kill your opponent because Super Fang doesn't kill. It just does up to max 50% of the health that your Pokemon has at that current time. So that's the thing about Crobat, it's kind of a give and take. As for stats, we're running it at max speed, so you can max out to 200, meaning that you are speed tying with Tapu Koko. So that's primarily one of the reasons why you are using Crobat, so that you don't have to use a prankster user such as Whimsicott with all the psychic terrain running around from Tapu Lele. So this is kind of what to expect from Crobat. Max speed, Focus Sash, Inner Focus, Tailwind, Taunt, Super Fang, Protect, or Cross Poison. Now, you also could expect Haze on Crobat as well, so in case the Xerneas gets off a Geomancy, you haze it away. That could be done after a turn 1 Tailwind, your opponent Geomancies, and then next turn you haze. That's what you want to do, because if you do it turn 1, you're going to be too fast, and if you do it turn 2, you're going to be too slow, and if you get killed, ugh, sucks to be you. So up next here, we have another Pokemon that, hasn't been around since 2009, Toxicroak. And it's been around before, it's been around after 2009, it's just that its viability, there we go. Its viability in the format has not been as good until right now. So what are we running on Toxicroak? Well, we're running Dry Skin for the basic reason that this Pokemon is healed 1/4 by water, 1/8 by rain, and is hurt 1.25 times by fire, 1/8 by sun. So Dry Skin, Toxicroak does not like sun, does not like fire, but it loves rain. So if you know your opponent's Kyogre is about to Water Spout, or Urgent Pulse, or even Scald, first thing you do, swap in Toxicroak. deal some damage off if you swapped it out. It's beautiful. So what are we running on this thing? We definitely want the Fake Out. Drain Punch is a great move to have. Get some health back while you're using fighting type move with Stab onto a Ferrothorn, Kartana, or even Incineroar. Low Kick is a great move. Has to do with the heavier the target. And also Low Sweep, I've been seeing this around as well, lowers the opponent's speed by 1 by, it's a 100% chance to do that. 32 PP, max PP by the way. So that's pretty cool as well. We obviously are going to see that Poison Jab coming out here. 30% chance to poison, you get the Stab, it's a really great move. Xerneas does not like it, so keep in mind. Poison Jab is really great against Xerneas. You're definitely going to be seeing Protect on Toxicroak. And then as for items, it's kind of up to you and what you want to see on your Toxicroak. You could go with a Focus Sash, or you could go with a Assault Vest Toxicroak, because there are ways to stat this Pokemon to be able to live the Moonblast from a Xerneas, okay? So there are ways to live that. That means, though, that you're not running Protect on your Toxicroak, is that you're running all attack moves. So, for instance, Poison Jab, Drain Punch, and then you could go Bullet Punch just to get the priority, but if there's Psychic Terrain, that's not so great. So let's take a look here. You could go for the Gunk Shot. It's a more powerful Poison-type move with 80% accuracy, not that great. You could go for the Knockoff, really great thing. Everyone's carrying an item right now. You could go for an Ice Punch, but there's not much to hit with Ice Punch, to be honest with you. Rock Slide could be a nice coverage move. Stone Edge is also really great against Ho-Oh. You could go for that Sucker Punch. You could even go for a... nope. I was about to say a status move, but since we're going to Assault Vest, I'd probably go Fake Out, Poison Jab, Drain Punch, Knockoff. That would probably be my set. And as for like what to expect when it comes to Toxicroaks, they're probably going to be pretty fast. I don't know if they'll be max speed, but definitely expect for there to be some special defensive bulk put into a Toxicroak. You could also really see a Focus Sash for some reason on a Toxicroak. I don't know why. You could also see Life Orb Toxicroak as well. It's a possibility. Just get some more damage off that way. It's pretty cool. But yeah, that's Toxicroak. Up next here we have Ho-Oh. I'm going to go through Ho-Oh real quick here. So Regenerate is a great ability, but we don't get it on Ho-Oh because it isn't released. So we're going with Pressure here. Sacred Fire right away. Brave Bird is also another great one. Recover, and then Protect. Really great set right here. Recover heals the user by 50% of its max HP. Now, Ho also learns Roost, but heals 50% HP. Flying type is removed until the end of turn. So if your opponent uses Precipice Blades, you get hit by that. That hurts. So, Recover is usually a move that some people prefer, but sometimes people do prefer to get rid of that Flying type weakness, especially against Electro type users such as Tapu Koko. Or even an opposing Kyogre's Thunder if for some reason they are thundering you and not using Water type. What item am I using on Ho-Oh? You could go for an Assault Vest, wouldn't be too bad. You could go for a Choice Band, but usually no one's running Choice Band. You could go for the Life Orb, or you could go for a Pinch Berry, just to get some health back. I've also seen, what else have I seen here? I'm trying to think, because like, you could run this thing more defensively. I've seen it run that way. You could also run a Sub as opposed to a Protect, and then, you know, recover your way back and still have that Sub right there, right? And then as for speed, we're looking at 110 speed here, so you are going to be tying with Groudon and Kyogre as we were before, since we're at 90 base right now. So we're a little slow, but, you know, a little bit of some Tailwind action or even some Icy Wind action from a teammate can help out in the long run for sure. The thing to keep in mind is that Intimidate Incineroar is definitely going to nerf Ho-Oh, because it is a Pokemon focused on attacking. 130 base attack, 110 base special attack. So it's a Pokemon based around attacking with physical type moves, but Sacred Fire is just too good. 50% chance to burn, thaws the user. There is the 95% chance for accuracy, which I didn't know about before, so that's really interesting. So that could miss. That could miss. Okay, up next. I put Zygarde on here. I'm going to take that away. I'm going to replace this with Ludicolo because I need to mention Ludicolo. So if you're seeing a Kyogre team, chances are it's going to be paired with a Ludicolo. Ludicolo is going to be running Swift Swim because its speed will be doubled, and that way, it's 90 speed here with a base of 70. We give it like 36. That brings us up to 95. So times 2, that's going to be 190 speed in rain. You're outspeeding most things in the format at this point. If you really wanted to get specific about it, you could get up to 101 with 84 speed. Now you're outspeeding basically almost everything except scarfed exceptions like Lele, Kyogre, that sort of thing. But usually you don't need to put that much into speed. I would maybe recommend like 36 EVs at most, just to get to that 95. But at this point, you know that you're also running Fake Out, Scald. You could be running Grass Knot. You also could be running Giga Drain as well, just to get some health back, and then Protect. Protect is such a great move to run on Ludicolo. As for what you want to hold on Ludicolo, that's kind of up to you. I've seen Pinch Berries, I've seen Assault Vest, I've seen Life Orb, I've seen Choice Specs, but that was just one time. Leftovers is also an option as well. It's kind of up to you and to how you run your Ludicolo. And also just keep in mind, let's look at these base stats for a second. 80, 70, 70, 90, 100, 70. So you have some special defensible, some defense, and some HP. So you could run a more defensive Ludicolo, but the second you get in Sun, be very careful. And the second you face an Electric-type user or even a Fire-type user, be careful as well, because some big damage will come out there. But usually you're pretty good in raid when it comes to using the Ludicolo. The best part about this is that, you pair Ludicolo up with a Scarf Kyogre, you hit something Water Spout. If that doesn't kill, Scald, Grass Knot, that's going to kill it. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Do be wary of Psychic Terrain if you're using or finding that you are facing a Ludicolo, because chances are it's carrying Fake Out. The one and only Ferrothorn. This is a really great Pokemon in this format. A lot of people are divided on whether it's good or not. The main thing about this Pokemon to know is that, if we can take it down to 0 IVs, we are looking at 22 speed in the game. That's very low. Stack Attack is below that, and can't remember if there's anything below that. There might be, but Ferrothorn is very slow. Ferrothorn also has the ability Iron Barbs. It also has Anticipation, but Iron Barbs is better. So if a Pokemon tries to hit this Pokemon, it takes 1/8 of their max HP in return for doing damage. So if you're hit by a Flare Blitz or a Knockoff, they're going to take some damage, which in turn could knock them out if they're pretty low in health. What would you run on Ferrothorn, or what would you expect someone to be running? Definitely Protect all the way. And then, at this point, it kind of gets interesting. Leech Seed is a great move to have on Ferrothorn, 90% accuracy, I believe, and it gets 1/8 of the target's HP restored to Ferrothorn each turn. Or if you swap out Ferrothorn into another Pokemon, Leech Seed will give back into that slot. So that's the really great thing, is if you take your opponent down to 2 Pokemon and Leech Seed them both, all that health is going into whatever slot you Leech Seeded from. So that's pretty cool. After that, we want Grass. Where is it? Not Grass Knot. Not Grass Knot. Nope. No. Power Whip. There we go. Power Whip is a great move. Its accuracy is not great though. I believe it's 85%, 120 power. No additional effects. It's just a great move to have. And then last but certainly not least is Gyro Ball. More power, the slower the user than the target is. Guys, it's pretty simple. 22 speed on a Ferrothorn. It's doing a lot of damage into a lot of different Pokemon with Gyro Ball. So that's pretty cool. What am I running as an item on this Pokemon? Well, recently I was running Rocky Helmet, but you should be expecting that your opponent is running a Pinch Berry or a Life Orb. Or even a Focus Sash if they're for some reason worried about it dying instantly. But if they're running it on a team with Kyogre and Raid, they shouldn't be too worried. But most likely, you should be seeing Ferrothorn with a Pinch Berry at Memphis. That would be my recommendation. And finally here we have Cortana and Ultra Beast that was confirmed to be trying to help stabilize the meta when they were first created. A little cool fact that I found out about the Ultra Beasts this past year at Worlds. But basically you're running Cortana with Sash, okay? And if it's not Sash, then it definitely has a choice scarf, or if they're really getting risky, a choice band to get that boost on attack, or life orb. Cortana has a lot of viability with different items. It just kind of has to do with how is the team dealing with speed control in order to get the most out of Cortana, because Cortana is really a glass cannon. If we look at our Cortana for a moment, look at our stats here: 59 HP, 181 attack, 131 defense, 59 special attack, 31 special defense, 109 speed. Okay, so we're getting 129 speed right here, if you guys can see that. 109 base speed, but our special defense is pitiful. Even a Moonblast at +2 from a Xerneas, if you're not properly statted, is going to be knocking you out. Don't let me forget, Assault Vest is also a great item to have on Cortana. For instance, let us do a Focus Sash Cortana though. What are we going to be holding? Well, obviously Focus Sash, but let's see. We're going to have Leaf Blade, we're going to have Smart Strike, maybe a Sacred Sword, and a Protect. And that Smart Strike could be swapped out for Knockoff as well. Really great move to have, as I've said before. Knockoff is hitting everything in the format because everything is carrying an item, and unless a Psychic Seed gets used, it's a really great move to use and to have in the back pocket. So this is like an example of a Focus Sash Tana, and if you're really risky about it, you could just run the 4 moves, because you know you have your Focus Sash, but your Protect is going to keep you in there longer. Now, if you are running Assault Vest, for example, to boost your special defense, then you have to run the Smart Strike here. That's what I recommend. If you're running Life Orb, you could run with the Protect. You actually could run with the Tailwind, and I'm thinking about this now. You probably want to run the Tailwind with the Focus Sash just in case. But the Tailwind is not a move to be forgotten when it comes to Cortana, because it's pretty important that it knows a move like that. It's pretty cool. Other than that, though, that's sort of like Cortana and what to expect. Now, here's the thing. If we check out Cortana's speed right here, it maxes out at 177. Last I checked, we're not putting an equal sign there. Yeah. So we're at 177 speed. There are a couple things in the format that are going to be outspeeding that at 178. And then there are some faster things like Mewtwo, Tapu Koko, and then Scarfed Mons that are outspeeding Cortana. But Cortana at max speed is pretty fast. Here's what I'm thinking is going to happen. If you're going to be seeing Cortana, I wouldn't be surprised to see Assault Vest. It's pretty common to see it now. And then since we're seeing the Assault Vest, we're going to see that, like, Knockoff and Smart Strike. I wouldn't be surprised to see some variant like this, and then just to have, like, a ton of special balls. So, if we were to, like, max out our HP or whatever the calc is, I don't know, like 236, and then take out a speed here, get us like 160. We're still outspeeding so much in the format. Bulk up the special defense here. I mean, you guys get the point, right? Is that don't underestimate the bulk of a Mon that looks frail. And this goes for Crobat, Toxicroak, Ho-Oh, Ludicolo, Ferrothorn, and Cortana. I think it's something they all have in common, is that these Pokemon look like they're frail, and with the right move, they are frail. But a lot of the times, your opponent is going to be able to position themselves into a place where, they're not really worried about a particular move hitting them. So, guys, thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure to put these videos out. I really have enjoyed making these meta forecast videos, and I hope they come true. And I just want to say again that these videos are in no particular order of what Pokemon is the most likely to see. Obviously you're going to see 2 restricted Pokemons on every team. So Ho-Oh, Groudon, Kyogre, Xerneas, Yveltal, Zekrom, Reshiram, all of those different Pokemon. 2 of them will be on teams, usually. If someone's not running 2, then I don't know. If they're doing really well, that's great, and I'll see them on stream. If not, well, they probably should rethink the team building. But other than that, guys, I'm going to be hopping off. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like my video, give me a like. If you want to see more content from me, give me a subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night. How we doing? Have a great day.